When you think about live service games, most people picture massive teams of developers, huge budgets, and constant updates rolling out like clockwork. But in the case of The Division 2, the truth is almost the opposite. According to a new report from Insider Gaming, The Division 2 was saved by a team of just 5 developers. Yes, 5. That revelation shocked a lot of people in the community, especially considering how close Ubisoft's once flagship MMO shooter came to slipping away completely. At Gamescom, Ubisoft stepped onto the stage to lay out the future of the franchise. The headliner was The Division 2 Survivors, a big new expansion that shows the studio is pushing the game into its next chapter as it approaches its 10th anniversary. It's a promising roadmap full of expansions, new content, and even a look at The Division Resurgence, the upcoming mobile game. But while that's exciting, it's the story behind how we even got here that really captured attention. For a while, The Division 2 was all but abandoned. Content had dried up, staffing had moved on, and it looked like Ubisoft was ready to sunset the game. That's when Palle Hofstein, an art producer at Massive Entertainment, shared the story that almost no one knew. He revealed on social media that a micro-sized team of just 5 people had stepped in to keep The Division 2 alive. In his own words, they weren't supposed to exist. Staffing at big studios like Ubisoft is planned years in advance. Every developer, every artist, every resource is accounted for on spreadsheets long before projects even begin. That meant this tiny group wasn't officially in the plan. They were more of an anomaly, one that popped up out of necessity and sheer determination. Hofstein admitted that when they first started, he didn't want to just tack on another year or 2 of content, only for the game to eventually be shut down again. The goal was always to create something bigger, something lasting, something that would make The Division 2 worth playing for the long haul. And as crazy as it sounds, that small team managed to pull it off. They rebooted content delivery, kept events running, and essentially rebuilt the foundation for what Ubisoft is now promoting as the long-term future of the game. Think about that for a second. 5 developers kept this entire game alive when it was about to flatline, and they did it in a way that even the players didn't fully realize at the time. Hofstein even shared that during the Resident Evil crossover event in 2024, he might have been the very last person actually working on The Division 2. Imagine being the only one left, launching a crossover that pulled in fans of 2 major franchises, and then just weeks later, being asked to run another apparel event, even though he had no artists left on the team. He laughed about it, saying he just said sure and figured he'd find a way to make it work. That kind of scrappy, underdog energy is what gave The Division 2 a second life. Insider Gaming's coverage of this revelation sparked a lot of discussion in the community. Many players had long suspected the game was being held together by a skeleton crew, but to learn it was literally 5 people, or even 1 at times, was something else entirely. It makes you wonder how many other live service titles have similar stories hidden behind the scenes. And now here we are, with Ubisoft finally reinvesting in The Division 2 in a way that feels meaningful. Survivors is shaping up to be a big moment for the game, and the roadmap hints at even more expansions that could carry us well into the future. Pair that with the mobile spin-off Resurgence, which is opening tests soon, and it feels like the Division franchise is alive and well again. None of this would have been possible without that tiny team refusing to let the game die. So the question is, where do we go from here? Are you surprised that The Division 2 was essentially kept alive by 5 people? Does knowing this backstory change how you feel about the game's recent revival and the upcoming expansions? And most importantly, do you think Ubisoft is finally ready to give The Division 2 the consistent attention it deserves? Or do you still feel cautious about their long-term plans? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on this story. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to ManaWar Gaming for more deep dives into The Division, Ubisoft's future plans, and all things gaming. And if you're interested in trying out The Division Resurgence, don't forget to register for the upcoming tests. The link will be in the description.